There are so many unexplored places on Earth that probably it is not possible for a human being to explore all in one lifetime. In fact, in a country like India, with so much of geographical and cultural diversities, one can keep traveling and learning for their entire lifetime. During our 2 days of stay at Kaza, we explored many interesting places in and around Kaza town, such as the Chicham Bridge, Asia's highest bridge, the raw beauty of Kibber village, and the ancient Key monastery. You will find all these in our last video of Kaza. It was day 2 at Kaza, and today we are on our way to find some more hidden and remote places outside Kaza town in the lap of the mighty Himalayas.
Langza put the Langza.
Our first stop for the day would be Langza village. Golu Bhai, our driver cum guide, took us on a roller coaster ride through the extremely uneven paths towards the Langza village.
Ay, shabash. इसमें बोला क्या? क्या करो और? ay, shabash. ये क्या कर दिया आपने?
After a few minutes of driving up and down through the uneven, dusty roads, we finally caught a glimpse of the small village of Langza at the far end. Langza village is a collection of hardly 15 to 20 houses scattered on the mountain slopes. This is an extremely remote village of Spiti Valley and has an altitude of 14,500 feet. It is one of the remotest villages of India, and here the weather remains extremely harsh throughout the year. This village has a population of around 200 people. Langza is a picturesque village with snow-clad mountains surrounding it and undulating rugged landscape. You can also find some homestays here. We stopped for a while at Langza village and went to take a look at the one and only cafe here called the Spaceship Cafe.
এখানে যে ব্রেকফাস্ট করতে পারতাম, এখানে এসে করতে পারতাম। ম্যাগি রাখা আছে দেখো কত।
Spaceship Cafe.
মেনু কার্ড দেখি।
Langza is dominated by the gigantic colorful statue of Lord Buddha overlooking the valley. It is the most important landmark of this village and sacred to the villagers. It appears as if Lord Buddha is guarding the village and keeping a watch over the valley. That is how the locals perceive it. This beautiful golden Buddha statue is extremely sacred in the entire Spiti region. Langza is a place of interest for archaeologists and fossil hunters, as many fossils dating back to the Jurassic Age were found and till date can be found if one starts digging around. Hence Langza is also known as the fossil village of Spiti. More than 200 million years ago, the land of India as we know today was a huge island situated far down south of the equator near the Australian coast, and a vast ocean called the Tethys Ocean separated India from Eurasia or the Asian continent. Spiti Valley, in fact the entire Himalayas, was submerged in the Tethys Ocean millions of years ago. Hence most of the fossils found here are marine fossils. These fossils are older than the Himalayas. Geological studies show that the Himalayan rocks that we see today were the seabeds of the Tethys Ocean millions of years ago. Due to the shifting of the tectonic plates, the landmass of today's India moved northwards over the years and rammed against Eurasia, whose huge impact and enormous pressure led to the formation of the Himalayas. Tethys Ocean began to shrink and its seabed slowly pushed upwards. The sediments rising from its seabed formed the mountain ranges which today are the Himalayas. There is no Tethys Ocean today, but the fossil remains can still be found here. I gazed at the snow-covered mountain ranges as the narrow, uneven, winding roads of Spiti Valley took us towards Komic village. To realize that these mountains were once under the sea and the level of catastrophe that would have occurred when the Himalayas were formed. Komic village is the world's highest village connected with the motorable road. The altitude of Komic village is above 15,000 feet. Naturally, this village has one of the harshest climates. At such a remote place in the midst of the Himalayas, Komic village offers stunning views of the scenic valley in the backdrop of the snow-capped peaks. There are hardly 10 to 12 houses in the village. Komic village also has a 14th century mud monastery. Though plain and simple to look at, this monastery has a charm of its own and takes you back to another time in the past. There is also a restaurant at Komic village, which is supposedly the world's highest restaurant. In a short while, we started for the next destination, Hikkim village. Hikkim village stands at an altitude of 14,400 feet, another extreme altitude village with extreme weather conditions. Hikkim village has a post office, and this post office is believed to be the highest post office in the world. This is the main attraction here, and travelers who come here can buy a postcard and send it to their friends or families from the highest post office in the world. We stopped at the Hikkim Himalayan Cafe, the only cafe here where everyone stops to take a sip of some hot tea or coffee. तो ये हम लोग अभी हिकिम विलेज में हैं, जहाँ पे वर्ल्ड का हाईएस्ट पोस्ट ऑफिस है। तो आप मुझे बताइए कुछ यहाँ के बारे में।
गाँव के बारे में बताइए।
यहाँ के बारे में
हाँ
यहाँ ये वर्ल्ड का हाईएस्ट पोस्ट ऑफिस है यहाँ।
हाँ।
और यहाँ 170-80 लोग रहते हैं
टोटल पॉपुलेशन। हाँ
हाँ, यहाँ के लोग ज़्यादातर खेती बाड़ी करते हैं।
अच्छा।
खेती में क्या क्या होता है यहाँ पे?
We got to know from a local here that you can post a letter from this post office and it will take around 20 to 25 days to reach within different locations of India.
सारे खेत सूख
किस वजह से है पानी?
बर्फ नहीं पड़ा है, नहीं साल सर्दी में बर्फ बहुत कम पड़ा है।
ये मैं
अच्छा दिखाइए एक बार, ये
कहीं अपने आप को ही पोस्ट करूँगा।
ये एक बार दिखाइए।
घर चलते चलते पोस्ट पहुँच जाएगा।
There are beautiful postcards here with stunning images of the Spiti Valley.
20-25 दिन।
तो
इतना अच्छा
यहाँ
20
से काजा जाएगा।
अच्छा यहाँ पे फिल करके एड्रेस डाल के मैं यहाँ से स्टैम्प डाल के भेजूंगी तो ये पहुँच जाएगा एड्रेस पे, और वो 20-25 दिन लगता है। ओके ठीक है।
दिल्ली पहुँचने में कितने लगते हैं?
दिल्ली आपके 15-20 दिन लग जाएंगे।
दिल्ली पहुँचने में 20-25 दिन।
नॉर्मल पोस्ट जाएगा, स्पीड पोस्ट नहीं जाएगा, नॉर्मल पोस्ट जाएगा। हाँ जी।
ये यहाँ से पोस्ट कार्ड लेके उधर जाके पोस्ट करना है।
नीचे फोटो लेने जा सकते हैं। लाल बोर्ड है, लाल बोर्ड।
2 चाय नॉर्मल चाय दे दीजिए।
प्रेस भूल जाए अपना नाम बोलना।
उस हिसाब से दे देंगे, पैसा दे दो।
कोई बात नहीं, हम दे देंगे पैसे।
देने का जरूरत नहीं है तो।
जेब में डाला करो।
कीड़ा देखा दादा वेट।
I found some nice collection of fridge magnets.
अरे राइट, ये तो अच्छा लिया। ये अच्छा।
These can be taken as souvenirs. We were enjoying the hot tea in the extremely cold weather when suddenly it started snowing. The sky suddenly turned pale grey from the clear blue sky. Sudden weather changes are not a surprise in these high altitude mountains. Before heading back for Kaza, we tried our luck to spot a Himalayan blue sheep locally known as Bharal, and to our joy, we did spot some. These Himalayan blue sheeps are very rare species found only in extreme high altitude mountains. They have a slight bluish tinge on their back, hence called blue sheep. We started back for our hotel at Kaza as we looked forward to the next day in anticipation of our dream of crossing the Kunzumla Pass.